No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
Hey guys, and welcome to this first video of Excuseless English. So I'm Nathan, and I'm going to be your teacher here. And I want to talk a little bit about what we're trying to do here and why I've started this channel. So look, you're trying to learn English, and maybe you've been trying for years, maybe you've reached a certain level. If you're watching this video, I know that you're at least an intermediate level, but you feel like, I can't move on from here. I can't improve, I can't progress, and I don't know why that is. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, that's what this channel is about. I want to show you how you can learn English quickly, effectively, what you need to study, what you don't need to study, and what's really going to help you take that big leap forward and be able to be fluent in English. So today we have a super important topic, and that is 5 sounds that are ruining your English. Now, why do we need to talk about this? Why does it even matter? And the truth is, it matters because if you can't pronounce the words properly in English, no one's going to be able to understand you. And it is true, yes, we speak with an accent. Everyone has a different dialect or a different accent when they speak English. But you want to make yours as close to a native dialect as possible. Because when you start throwing in sounds from your own language, or you start mispronouncing words in English, a native speaker starts to wonder what you're really trying to say. And it's very distracting from what you want to communicate. Okay, so what are the 5 sounds then? Well, number 1, and this isn't going to surprise any of you, but the R sound. The R sound is very unusual, and it's not common in most of the world's languages. But in English, we use this R sound. And we need to talk about how you can pronounce it correctly and how you can know if you're pronouncing it correctly. So first off, when people mispronounce the R sound, by and large, they always change it for a sound where they're touching the top of their mouth. So sometimes it's a Z, sometimes it's a D, or a T, or an L, or something in between. Or sometimes it's a ra, like the Spanish R, ra, ra. But all of these sounds are incorrect, because the true R sound in English has nothing to do with touching the top of your mouth with your tongue. Alright, so now's where we're going to learn how do you pronounce the R sound. Okay everyone, so I want you to look at yourself in the mirror real quick and try to do what I do here. So when I say the R sound, first things first, my lips need to be curled. They need to make a big circle. I had a student tell me once that this looks like a fish mouth, and I think that's the perfect explanation. So everybody make a fish mouth. Okay, step number 2 to make the R sound. Your tongue needs to be all the way back here in your mouth. So on a lot of sounds, your tongue's up here, touching your teeth or near your teeth, but you want your tongue all the way back here. And it needs to be raised a little, so it needs to be right in the middle of your mouth. Not touching the top and not laying on the bottom, but right in the middle. To be fair, it's a little confusing, so I have a little trick for you. Take the tip of your tongue and try to touch the tip of your tongue on the back of your tongue. Now make your fish mouth and let's try to make a sound. Ra. Ra. I have an important question. Did your tongue ever touch the top of your mouth? If yes, you did it wrong. If no, good job. You've got the right idea. Now let's do it again. Number 1, fish mouth. Number 2, roll your tongue and try to touch the tip of your tongue on the back of your tongue. Don't actually do it, just try. Ra. Ra. The whole idea here is we're putting our tongue in the right position. Every sound is made by changing where your tongue is placed and how your tongue touches that part of your mouth or doesn't touch that part of your mouth. We're changing the airflow and we make new sounds because of it. So, once you've learned a new sound, very important, you need to practice that sound. And there's a lot of ways to do this. Go on Google, look up R sound. You can find lists of words with R sound, and I'm going to leave a couple links in the description just to help you do that. But another good trick is to use tongue twisters. So I have a tongue twister picked out just for you guys. Read it with me real quick. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Okay, good job with the R sound. So let's move on. Our next letter is TH, which is actually two different sounds. And it can be broken down like this. We have the voiced sound and the voiceless sound. So the voiced TH sounds like the TH in this. The voiceless TH sounds like the TH in think. The voiced TH is usually going to be in words that are smaller, articles, pronouns, and if you don't know what those are, it doesn't matter. Words like the, this, them, all of those. The voiceless TH sound, on the other hand, will be in words that are bigger and have more meaning. Think, thought. It's not 100%, but this is a good rule to follow if you're unsure which TH sound you're going for. Okay, how do we make the TH? So this is where things get a little tricky. There are two TH sounds. Voiced TH works like this. Up close and personal, guys. So I want you to make the letter Z. Z, Z. When you do this, your tongue is vibrating on the top of your mouth. The only difference between the Z and the TH is that you have to move your tongue from the top of your mouth to the top teeth you have here. So let's try it. The, the. Very good. Voiceless TH. Too close for comfort again. Voiceless TH is really easy though. So put your tongue in between your teeth and blow. Make sure you don't leave any space. Your teeth need to be on your tongue. But also, don't bite your tongue. I don't want to get any complaints about you bleeding or something because you practiced the TH too many times. Alright, so now our practice. Tongue twister time. The 33 thieves thought they had thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. Letter number 3, the H sound. Some of you might be wondering, why are we talking about the H sound? And the answer is, the H sound may exist in your language, but it may also be that you have a sound that sounds like the H, but really isn't. In many languages, it's common to have a stronger sound, which sounds a lot like the English sound. What I want to warn you about here is when we make the H in English, it's very important that we don't say Alright, jumping straight into it, how do we make the H sound? It's just like you're breathing out, except you want to constrict the throat a little. So tighten your throat just a little. Hello. Hello. Okay, let's practice. Harry, the hungry hippo, is happily eating ham in his house. Assuming you didn't sound like you were coughing up a storm. Harry, the hungry hippo, is happily eating ham in his house. You did all right. Sound number 4 is again going to surprise you. The letter T. And by now you have to be saying, look, I know some of these other sounds are rare, but we have a T in my language. And chances are that's true. But what you don't have is an aspirated T. What does that mean? What is an aspirated T? Okay, look at this. The word for you in Spanish is tú. The word for also in English is to. Can you spot the difference? Tú, to, tú, to. There's really two things happening. One, the vowel's a little different. But did you also notice with the T, when I say it in English, there's like this giant explosion going on in my mouth. That is aspiration. It's when you take a consonant and you blow a big breath of air out with it. How do you do it? Okay, so here's what you need to do. Say your normal T sound, but breathe in first and let all that air out as you're saying the T. You'll notice you touch the top of your mouth when you say the T. So when you let all that air out, it's a big explosion. It starts from the top of your mouth and it just goes straight out. All right, simple enough. Now let's practice. 20 tongue-tying tongue twisters to twist your tongue a ton. All right, everyone, let's get into our last sound, sound number 5. And sure enough, it's going to surprise you. It's something called a schwa. What is the schwa? Very simply, the schwa is... Maybe you've noticed, when we speak English, we don't actually pronounce every syllable. We're really bad about this. We don't care. And usually what we substitute in for a vowel when we don't feel like really saying it is this schwa sound. How do we make the schwa? Well, the schwa, very simply, is all about not having your mouth too far open or too far closed. And not letting your tongue get in the way, just letting the air come straight out. It's really a lazy sound because it's meant to not make your mouth do anything. Okay, how do we practice the schwa? So, I have a book from my shelf here, H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. And what I want to show you is that just in the first line of the book, we're going to find the schwa all over the place. The time traveler was expounding a recondite matter to us. Did we have any schwas just in that short little sentence? Think about it. The has the sound. Traveler has the sound too. Was, even there we have the sound. There's quite a few words in this sentence alone that have the sound. And the truth is, this sound works its way into almost every word in English because if we're not emphasizing a syllable, we're saying It's just the American way. So how can you practice? Well, very simply, pick up any book, any newspaper, and try your hand at picking out the syllables that are emphasized so that when you get to the ones that aren't, you can skip them. You can go very fast. Well, everyone, that brings our video to an end. I want to say thank you for watching. And since this is my first video, I could really use your help. So if you share this video with people you know who might be interested in learning English or improving their English, if you leave me a like, if you subscribe, all of these things are going to help me. And to finish up our video today, I want to ask you a question. What other sound that I didn't mention here today is ruining your English? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe in my next video we'll talk about it. Alright everyone, to finish up today, I'm going to teach you a new way to say goodbye. Rock on! So rock on, and I'll see you next time.